Greetings and welcome. My name's J. Alex Parker. This is my YouTube channel, and this is a random rant video review for Captain America: Civil War, which is an awesome movie. No structure to this whatsoever. We're just gonna ramble a little bit. We're just gonna go around and through it. Definitely see the movie. It's a great movie, awesome movie. I really enjoyed it. It's one of the best movies to date from the Marvel universe. And in comparison, I liked Star Wars Episode 7. This is better than Star Wars Episode 7. This is an excellent movie. They just have so many amazing characters, and then they all match together and mesh, and you really feel for them. And they address the whole Civil War idea well. Civil War idea in general. They really do an amazing job at it. First of all, I want to say there's spoilers in this, so if you haven't seen the movie, see the movie first. There are spoilers in this. Go see the movie first. There are spoilers, so don't watch this till you've seen the movie, okay? And in case you didn't hear me, there's spoilers. Okay, so anyways, so the general idea of the story is that you have two sides of, you have one side that thinks that all the superheroes should be regulated by governments to avoid collateral damage, and the other side that feels that governments would cramp on their style too much and would hinder them from doing an appropriate job. So from these two different arguments, you kind of have these two sides. One is headed up by the ever-vigilant Captain America, and the other one by the amazing tech guru Tony Stark, also known as Iron Man. And I have to say, Iron Man is my favorite character, but he takes this side of saying, look, we need to control ourselves, we need to regulate ourselves, we're causing the loss of a lot of innocent lives, so we need to do something about this, we need to rein ourselves in. And who better else to trust than the government? Of course, because governments are great at doing junk. And then Captain America kind of on the side of saying, look, no, we can't trust governments to regulate us. Who will watch the watchers? Let's just put it that way. So that's the whole idea of the Civil War thing. And in the meantime, there's the kind of the powder keg that's setting this off, having to do with the Kingdom of Taquanda. Oh, dang it. I can't remember the name of it. But none other than this guy named Bucky Barnes has been insinuated, basically framed by this other bad guy, because now Bucky Barnes is trying to discover who he is or whatever and everything. But he's framed, so Iron Man's trying to go after him, and Captain America's trying to figure out the whole story, and a lot of tension is building up, and essentially Captain America and his posse basically become criminals working on the other side of the law, which if you've watched Winter Soldier, Captain America is no stranger to. And it really culminates into this big fight between, on one side you got Captain America, Ant-Man, Falcon, you got a whole bunch of guys, and then on the other side you got, Iron Man, Vision, and you have those folks. I wish I could remember them all. And this is one of the things that make this movie really awesome. You understand, and both sides make sense in their arguments. You really get the feeling of that, there's a sufficient motivation for both sides. None of them are necessarily completely right or completely wrong, though frankly, I identify with Captain America. I personally am very libertarian, and I know how the whole regulate everything to death goes. But anyways, so you have this, and you understand each side quite well, and as well as the personal battles within, because you have this division between the people, but you also have people like Black Widow who, they really like Captain America and they're buddy buds, but then again they have this duty and kind of a desire not to be all put out in the open and stuff. But yeah, you completely get it. And I have to say, this movie has introduced some new characters extraordinarily well. DC could take a few lessons from their whole bungaloo with Batman versus Superman, because this movie has far more characters in it, but they do it so much better than DC did. Where you have Black Panther, which I wasn't familiar with Black Panther at all. But this movie gives me a much deeper respect for him, and that suit is awesome. It's made out of vibranium and the claws. He's kind of like, he's essentially kind of like a Black Wolverine, essentially. Except in some ways even more cool, because he's more martial arts based and just a really awesome guy. And Spider-Man, here's the thing. Some people didn't like the Spider-Man in this movie because, he's so young and immature and yada, yada, yada. But you know what? I think that this is the best Spider-Man out of all the other Spider-Mans, because we're seeing him at the beginning. And if you know anything about the Captain America Civil War story, you know that kind of Spider-Man changes and evolves as the whole thing goes across. And by the way, this movie cannot be the entirety of the whole Civil War, but essentially Spider-Man starts off, he's led on by Tony Stark, but I think Spider-Man's going to learn a lot. He's going to grow. So give him a chance, give him some patience. I like him far more than the other two Spider-Mans. I'm sorry, Tobey Maguire and the other British dude or whoever. I like him a lot better. I didn't like his suit so much, but I liked him a lot. Just his naivete, just really setting him up for a big learning experience. So yeah, I really like that. I liked Bucky's character. I love the movie in general. It's really awesome. Like I said, it makes sense. It all meshes together and it climaxes pretty well, and leads into another interesting story. I like how they kind of reprise some of the ideas from was it the original Avengers, where Loki was kind of playing the Avengers off of each other. Now we have it yet again, where this bad guy, he wants them to just viciously destroy each other. And I have to say, Iron Man in this movie was probably the best out of all the other Iron Man movies, just because you see him, instead of just having random panic attacks like in Iron Man 3, you see him he's pushed slowly but surely towards his breaking point. You know, he starts off with he had his conscience weighing him down about the damage he's caused, and then he realizes more and more, especially with an altercation, and this was something actually I didn't like so much about it. So Iron Man and his posse, they're chasing down Captain America and Falcon and stuff, and Vision's using his Vision Ray to shoot at Falcon. Falcon dodges, and Vision accidentally hits the other Iron American guy, the other black guy in the suit, and he gets shot down and gets really badly hurt. And this makes Iron Man mad at the other guys who are, caused this, but I didn't quite buy that. I felt that if Iron Man should be mad at anyone, he should be mad at Vision. But apparently Vision says, "Oh, I was distracted," But and I guess that's enough for Iron Man, though. That wouldn't be for me. It's like, you're an android. How do you get distracted? You can't get distracted. But maybe it kind of lends more to a more human element of who Vision really is. Which, frankly, I didn't watch Age of Ultron, so I didn't really catch much of them from there. But yeah. So I did have a problem with that scene. I did have a little bit of a problem with Spider-Man's suit, but nothing major, really. Nothing major at all. They could have also played up the defense of Captain America a bit more when they were having the arguments, basically saying that that if they didn't act at all, or perhaps if they were governmentally regulated before, perhaps they wouldn't have been able to save the Earth because they were trapped by bureaucratical paralysis. So they could have touched on that a bit more, but anyway, back to Iron Man and his breaking point. So that part edges him closer, and then the part when he finds out, spoiler alert, just in case you didn't hear before, that Bucky Barnes killed his parents. And the thing was when he asked Captain America, "Did you know?" and he said yes. It's like Iron Man just feels completely betrayed, and he just completely lets loose. This is the Iron Man I haven't seen before. Just absolutely, he's out for blood, and that really added so much more at stake and made it so much more real, which really made this movie so much better. But yeah, and at the end of the day, there's definitely more to the story, because Captain America is still alive, in case you didn't know. And I'm pretty sure he's supposed to die at one point. And they were teasing that a little bit with the whole broken shield thing. They thought, oh, Captain America's going to die. But unlike DC, Marvel knows how to pace things out. They don't try to include everything in a whole movie and kill off Superman, do like DC and kill off Superman in the second movie. But it's really awesome. I don't like giving 10 out of 10s. I give this a 9.5 out of 10, just because I don't like giving 10 out of 10s on principle. But it's an excellent movie. It's an awesome movie. Definitely watch it. If you haven't watched it and you're watching this, shame on you. Go watch it. Make up your penance and all that. So yeah, what do you think about the movie? Please leave stuff in the comments below. I would love to hear what you think about the movie and any other thoughts, and which side are you on, Captain America or Iron Man? Like I said, Iron Man's my favorite, but I can't side with him. Just my My core says no, but my heart says yes, and I'm all confused. So anyways, thank you very much for watching. My name is JLX Parker, and I'll see you around.